Hello people out in YouTube land. This is my Kia Sedona 2014 EX version. I'm going to be changing out the throttle body back here. I'm going to get my tools together and show you guys what it's going to take to get that out of there. But I already took the shroud off. Engine shroud is right here. It just pulls off the top. It's got 4 little pins that just pull out of those rubber things. So don't think you're going to break it. Just pull up gently on each side of it until it pops loose out of those pins and set it off to the side. You won't need that till the end. Alright, I'll put these videos together and put it on YouTube. I'm going to get the tools and tell you guys what you need. Okay, I gathered all my tools. So I got a pair of pliers, these golf tees. Golf tees are to plug any of the fuel lines that you might pull off so they don't keep leaking fuel all over the floor. And a small ratchet, big ratchet, 10mm. I haven't seen anything different than a 10mm so far. If I have to use some other tool, I'll let you guys know. But this is the new throttle body. Had to get a throttle body gasket too. This is the gasket for this throttle body. And yeah, that's the throttle body. This is bought it from Kia. It's got 3 bolts to hold that on to the intake. So, and it already has this throttle body position sensor attached to it already. So you don't have to buy that separately. When you buy the throttle body, you get that with it. Okay? There's a little electrical connector, and there's the sensor. There's the fuel lines. But there's the cover for where it hooks up to the air filter. But I'm gonna get started here in a second, and then I'll video this whole thing. But everything seems to be like a 10mm. Alright, thanks. Okay, first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery, because that's what it says you're supposed to do. So we're going to disconnect the battery. This cover has 2 pins, or 2 little things you push in on the sides and pull that cover off. I just set everything up here on the windshield frame so I can find the stuff later. We have 2 10mm bolts right there and one right there. You have to take loose to get these terminals apart. The most important thing is to make sure that when you take these off, they don't touch anything metal. You just want to set them off to the side so they don't touch anything that's going to conduct. Anything metal. I'm just going to set this right like that. See, touching plastic only. This is touching the coolant hose and the side of the insulator for the side of the battery. This don't look like it's going anywhere. So this is the hose that leads to the throttle body that we're trying to replace. These don't go to anything, they're just like baffles or something. Same goes with this, it doesn't go anywhere, it's just attached. So we're going to take this all as one unit. There's going to be one hose that we got to disconnect from here. It's also another part of the intake vacuum lines or something. But alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart. They're all 10mm. Everything on here. You can use a Phillips screwdriver, as you can see. I just figured since I've already got this little ratchet here, or this little boxing wrench, I'll just use that. That'll pull off there. And then Alright, we're gonna take a pair of pliers and we're gonna pinch this hose clamp. It's just a spring tensioner. You just grab both sides of it and you're gonna slip it off to the hose side of that. So when you go to slide your hose back on, your clamps are already here, and all you gotta do is run it back up the hose and put it back up on the little tube there. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to wiggle that loose and then pull that out of there, and I'll make another video and I'll get them all together. There's also another bolt back here, 10 millimeters still, so you can pull this whole thing up. That's another wire bracket that's got to come off, and that'll make us be able to slide this whole piece out. Alright, just wanted to let you know there's one more 10 millimeter bolt back there by the throttle body. Alright, here's the whole piece out. That last screw I was telling you about is right there. See, I'll tell you, these are just like baffles or something. They don't go to anywhere, they just stay connected. There's the other bracket, goes just like that in there. But there's the throttle body, that's what we're looking for. And we have to take those 3 bolts loose. You can see that one down there, and that one there, and that one up there, and take those bolts loose. And then there's one other bolt holding some hoses or something. I'll show you that when I get to that far, but I'm going to take these 3 bolts out. They're 10 millimeter, just like the other ones. Alright, connector right here. You gotta press the center and push that piece out. And pull that little piece out. Remember, I keep everything that I need up here so I don't mess anything up. Apparently, if you pull that little piece out, in order to get that plug loose, you have to press the back and the front at the same time, and it comes off. Just wanted to show you that. It's kind of confusing me on how it came off, but that's how it came off. Alright, I'm gonna get these bolts out. Alright, surprise, surprise. I told you I was gonna tell you guys if I found another bolt or something like that, it's a different size. This bolt, it's right there, also has to come out. That is a 12 millimeter. It's the only one that's different. Everything else is 10 millimeter, but this one here is a 12 millimeter, and it's just a bracket that holds this whole throttle body and stuff up. I'll show you it on the new one. So you have your 3 bolts there that hold the throttle body on there. Sitting in there like that. Sits in there like that. That's that 12 millimeter bolt. I'll show you. That's that 12 millimeter bolt. Still have these 3 up here. These 3 bolts are all 10 millimeters. But that one right there, to take out, is going to be a 12 millimeter. Alright, just want to let you know. Now onto the fuel lines. You can see one of them. Right there. The pliers are sitting, that's one fuel line. And the other one is right here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's 2 fuel lines. This is one fuel line. It's running up. It has the same type of spring clip as this one does. You see that one better. It's the same deal. As you have to you have to pinch those together from each side like that with your pliers and pull them down to the hose side so you can slip them off. And these are easier to get off than the other one. The other one was kind of stuck when I had to use a screwdriver actually try to pry it off the pipe. But since this is a metal pipe that's run into it, a lot of times you can just grab very gently with your pliers and twist that rubber pipe and it will pop loose. And then we're going to stick one of those golf tees inside each one of these so it doesn't leak all over my floor in my garage and I have to sweep up a bunch of stuff. Alright, I'm going to take those off and then we'll get to taking these 3 bolts off the throttle body, but I want to take these fuel lines loose first. Alright, well, I got those 3 bolts out. This is the old throttle body. I found it easier I plugged one fuel line with this golf tee. As you can see, it's the golf tee that's holding the fuel in there. And I couldn't get the other fuel line off the back side of this because it was too far back. I couldn't see it, but this line was only that long. I was able to take the clamp off this side, and I used another golf tee. You can see it down there, and put it in the metal side of that tube, and it's not leaking anymore either, so I'm not losing any fuel while I change this thing out. So there's the old throttle body. Had something to do with the stability control. We've been having troubles with it for about a year, and it finally coded on our code reader, and it said that it was the throttle body and something else with throttle position sensor or something, and it wasn't doing right. So I'm gonna remove that hose off the bottom of here, put it on the new one. I'm gonna take this one and put it in that box that I just got, and I'm gonna put the new one in here. But I'm glad it came with the sensor, because I mean, sometimes you could buy that separate if you just wanted to buy the throttle body sensor or whatever. Position sensor, throttle body position sensor. It actually comes attached to the throttle body. I just wanted to add a note here. My wife took this to Kia, and it's still under 100,000 miles. This car is under 100,000 miles. And they're going to charge her $700. Over $700 to fix this, to take this throttle body out and put in a new one. And I think they were going to charge her $380 some for this part, and then install it and give her charger labor. I called the Kia dealer and got this from the Kia dealer parts desk for $270, even though they were going to charge my wife $380 for the same part. I got this at the parts department at the same Kia dealership for $270 at the parts department. So that just goes to show you, make sure that you price this stuff out, because I don't know where they got their price from. It's originally $470 or something like that, $407, and they were going to charge my wife $380, and I got it at $270 at the Kia dealer. All right. Just putting these videos together. I'm going to get the other throttle body in there. All right, I'm back again. I just took this seal out of there and put the new seal in. Just have to be really careful pulling that seal out. I just used a little tiny screwdriver and got right on the edge of it and just got it out enough to where I could grab it with my fingertips and pulled it out. And it just comes out. It's got these little ribs on the outside of it. But it's not any different. There's no difference in which way it goes in or out. There's no flow or nothing like that, so you're good with that. But yeah, just make sure that you're careful pulling this seal out. Don't leave it in there. You might as well just replace it with this. Since you've got a new throttle body, get the new gasket too. It's only $3 more at the parts department, $3. All right, just want to put these videos together. I'm gonna get that throttle body on there. So here's the throttle body, the new one. All my bolts are in, including that 12mm bolt down here. That's 12mm. Everything else was 10mm. Got my fuel lines back attached, and getting ready to put that big air pipe back on. And then we'll get the batteries hooked up to it and see if it runs. But I hardly lost any fuel by using those golf tees. They actually work pretty good for stuff like that. But all right, so I'm gonna get that air hose back on, and then I'll get another video where I actually get it started up. Okay, here's that air cleaner back on there. I tightened down. Make sure you tighten down all your bolts. Your bolt back there. Use a Phillips or a 10mm. Make sure you put your spring clamp back on your hose here. This is all tightened down. Don't forget to, when you're back in there, that you connect up your throttle body, your connector for your throttle body, your electrical. But that's everything. All I got to do is hook up the battery. You want to hook up your red first, and then hook up the ground. But I'm gonna get that connected up, and then I'm gonna see if it'll start up. All right, hooked up. Put the cover back on here. Check my window seal, make sure I didn't leave any parts up here. There's no extra parts. Everything got put back on there, so it must be good. I didn't have any extra bolts or nuts or anything after I was done. That's always a bonus. Okay, now that I got this thing all hooked up, I'm going to actually turn the car on. I'm actually gonna just put it to run position. So everything, fuel pump and all that stuff gets going. I'm gonna shut it back off because we released pressure off the fuel system, so we want to make sure that we have fuel back at the throttle body when we get it started. So I'll do that again. Get the fuel pump running and everything. Turn it back off again. And I'm going to try to start it, see if it starts. Uh-oh, I think I did something right. I don't see any check engine lights. The hood's open and the door's open. I don't have my seatbelt on. Those are all those alarms. Sounds like it's running pretty good to me. I just saved myself like $200 just doing it myself. What do you think about them apples? Hey, like and subscribe if you do. I like to do things frugally. I don't like to pay top dollars, so I think I fixed this thing on my own. Thanks. Tune in later.